UK non-dom status and its associated benefits are disappearing from the 5th of April 2025. Here's what you need to know.
Firstly, the definition of a non-dom.
So whereas residency is an annual determination, depending on the number of days you're in a country, the number of days you work, etc., domicile is a much more permanent thing. There are three ways to determine your domiciliary. The first is the domicile of origin, which is bluntly where you were born, and that will stay with you for life unless the other two change. And the first one of those is domiciliary of dependence, which is if before the age of 16, if your parents move permanently to another country and you're dependent upon them, your domicile will change to that country. And the final one is when you're over that age and you make a domicile of choice. And that is a very permanent cutting of ties with the UK, and you say, I am now a domicile of this country. And it very much is a determination that you foresee being for the rest of your life. And the way you can achieve that, I think most famously Sir Philip Green did it when he moved to Monaco, for obvious reasons. You need to cut all your ties with the UK, and that means selling all of your assets in the UK. It also means things as basic as hiring a burial plot for when you pass away in your country that you've chosen as being your new domicile. And they're the three ways you determine your domiciliary.
So the remittance basis versus a rising basis, how non-doms are taxed.
So by default, if you're in the UK and you're a resident of the UK, you're taxed on the arising basis. And that means that you're taxed in the UK on your worldwide income and capital gains in that year. Often with the benefit of double taxation agreements, you will only pay UK tax over and above what you've already suffered in the country of origin. However, you are still taxed in the UK on your worldwide income and gains. If you qualify as being a non-domicile or deemed non-domicile, you can elect for the remittance basis. And that means you're only taxed in the UK on your UK income and gains, and then any worldwide income and gains that you bring into the UK, you remit into the UK. So it's a very common thing for non-domiciles to earn money abroad and just not bring it to a UK bank account, and then it remains free of UK tax.
Changes to non-dom tax rules in 2025.
From the 6th of April 2025, Rachel Reeves recently announced that the ability to claim the remittance basis will be going away for all non-domiciles. And in fact, the whole idea of non-domicile will go away out of the UK tax code. From an income tax perspective, whilst you cannot claim the remittance basis, if you move to the UK and you've previously been outside of the UK, in other words, a non-UK tax resident for the previous 10 years, you can claim what's called the FIG regime, which is the Foreign Income and Gains regime for the first 4 years of your time in the UK. And that's a bit of a soft landing for non-domiciles who were previously not getting taxed at all. That actually happens to be more beneficial than the old remittance basis, because it means for the first 4 years in the UK, you're not going to be taxed on your foreign income and gains, but you can still bring it to the UK. So you get the best of both worlds. But the point is that it's temporary and it's for those 4 years. And then beyond that, you will start to be taxed like any other UK resident. You'll be taxed on your worldwide income and gains. The other major change is around inheritance tax. Inheritance tax used to be, your estate used to be taxed in the country of your domiciliary when you passed away. So that's the main reason, as well as the income tax benefits, the main reason why a lot of wealthy people move to tax havens and change their domiciliary to that is for inheritance tax, to remove their assets worldwide from UK inheritance tax. Going forwards, again, the domicile regime is going to go away, and you're going to be taxed against UK inheritance tax if you were a UK tax resident in the 10 years before passing away. And so it's going to move to a residency-based system rather than a domicile-based system.
How could you reduce your UK tax liability as a non-dom?
There's very little that can be done long-term with regards to your non-dom status and helping matters there. But there's a lot of work that can be done between now and the 5th of April 2025 before the remittance basis goes away. You can look at leaving your assets outside of the UK and then bring them in at a later date through the FIG regime, or you can wait longer term and bring them in at a later date, or if you just leave them outside, if you can crystallise any capital gains, foreign capital gains before the 5th of April and not remit it to the UK, it will never fall under the scope of UK tax. So there are lots of things that can be done between now and the 5th of April to make sure you're not going to suffer the consequences of the changes from the 6th of April.